Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our third review for The Last of Us for episode 3. This episode is called Long, Long Time. Alright, dudes, and possible spoiler warning if you have not seen this third episode now for The Last of Us Season 1. I think the first season is going to be having 9 episodes. It's either 8 or 9, for this first go at Last of Us. But the episodes are kind of extended, as you got to see with this episode. It does have a bit of a longer runtime, so it's almost like an episode and a half of a regular show on HBO. So I think The Last of Us is off to a great start. In terms of this third episode, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I'd say maybe not quite as good as the second episode, but I don't know, maybe around as good as the premiere episode, maybe a little better. Depends on how much you like Bill and Frank in this one. And these are kind of like some of our, first new characters that we kind of get to see in Last of Us, external to Joel, Ellie, and Tess, that sort of have their own full kind of backstory. We get to see them kind of go through the apocalypse and through the years, through kind of like a timescape of their lives right up to the end. And we get the sense that Joel's kind of, Joel and Tess were kind of coming to visit them as time was kind of going through. And you have the episode centering around Bill to start with, who is a survivalist, who is a prepper. And so he was in good shape at the start of the apocalypse here in Last of Us. And he's got like a pretty cool little setup going. He's got lots of guns. He's got good amounts of food stored. He's got, he even puts up fences and some pretty sweet booby traps in case of raiders coming through and this type of thing. And he's set up pretty well all by himself. You get the sense that he's a bit paranoid. And then Frank stumbles into one of his, pits or his, booby traps that he's kind of set up for people who stumble upon his location. And he decides to allow Frank in, and they're gay. So, they get into a relationship. And you kind of see their, kind of go through their lives, and then they maybe opt out together or something along these lines by the end of the episode. So it is it's a good episode. You get to see Joel, you get to see Ellie as per usual. I like she finds a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine, which is pretty sweet. I love the arcades. There's some guys online that have like collections of Mortal Kombat, old school like 90s, 80s Mortal Kombat. I guess Mortal Kombat would be 90s arcades and stuff that are pretty freaking sweet. If you can find an original cab and kind of fix it up and stuff, they'll buy an old used one that's banged up and kind of fix it up and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But I like to see that in Last of Us. It was fun to see. And let's see, there's a little bit of action in it, which is pretty cool when some raiders kind of come through and Bill sort of gets shot. But it seems like he's able to kill and fend off a whole bunch of them with some of his, fire booby traps and stuff like this, which is pretty sweet. Ellie does kill a mutant, what can we say? I guess you guys are calling them clickers, I guess, from the game, which I think is the dumbest name ever, to be honest with you. Clickers. It's like clicking with your mouse, like click, or something. I get that's probably where the name comes from. But I'll stick to calling them fungus zombies, because I feel like that's what they are. So, but it's kind of cool. They're just really nasty looking though. Like as gross as zombies are in Zombie Apocalypse series, the fungus mutants or fungus infected in Last of Us are even more gross, because they have like stuff growing out of their eyes and stuff, like fungal things, and maybe mushrooms, like some different types of mushrooms growing out of that stuff. They're freaking nasty. They're freaking gross, dude. So we got the piano and all the stuff between them, which is kind of touching. It's good stuff. throughout the episode, their relationship between Frank and Bill and everything. So it's good. Got some art paintings and stuff they do, and a nice message that Bill leaves for Joel that says to keep Tess safe, which he was not able to do. So kind of sad with that. A few rules as they head out. They've got a truck now, so don't bring up Tess. Do what Joel says, and don't tell anyone you were bitten prior. It's a good episode. I think the biggest thing about Last of Us that I enjoy the most so far, I like the landscapes a lot. You get to see some cool landscapes in this one with a crashed airplane and some other things. It's just a really cool world. I think it's a really great environment, a really great world to see our survivors in. And in this one, we get to see that it can work with other characters too, with Bill and Frank. You don't necessarily have to have Joel and Ellie always being at the forefront, because in this one they're almost like, they're still at the forefront, but they're almost like supporting characters in terms of the story in some ways. So I'm gonna give this episode an 8.8 out of 10. I thought it was good, really good, and it was cool to see some other characters get spotlighted in it for a bit anyway. Let me know what you guys thought about this one. Comments below. How are you feeling about Last of Us? I think it's still off to a great start. Don't think this episode it was another good episode, just like episode 1 and 2. So good stuff. Leave comments below, thumb up the video below, share favorite, subscribe at the bottom. So for this one, see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.